There is no one form of enrichment that is going to be best for every bird. And there's obviously going to be differences between the species, okay, but there's also differences between the individuals. And again, I go back to how do we help an animal perform species typical behaviors? We want to provide enrichment that works for the animal and for the caretaker. So if you have this elaborate enrichment program, you design one, and the caretaker cannot do it, it's of no value. At the same time, if you have enrichment devices that the animal cannot use, it's of no value. So what I mean by that, let's say that you're using a large ball for a dog, okay? That large ball may not work for a little chihuahua, okay? So the same is going to be true with toys and other enrichment items. If that bird physically can't handle it, manipulate it, deform it in one way or another, it may not be as enriching for a little bird who has this large object, wouldn't know what to do with it, as opposed to a larger bird that could pick it up, destroy, chew that wood, do whatever it needs to do. So enrichment items absolutely change between the species, and a lot of it has to do with physical abilities and design of the toy, the environment, the foraging device, and as well as the type of social enrichment. So again, and just to give you an example, we wouldn't want to put a finch with a large macaw. Okay, the two might not get along very well, and obviously if the macaw wanted to, it could really hurt the smaller bird. And again, we have to look at beak design and physical features of that animal as far as how we're going to implement enrichment setup. And also we have to worry about security and other things. So for example, we talked about a finch. What's different between a finch and say a larger parrot? A finch is a small prey species, and as a result, we want to have hide spaces and places where that bird can feel secure in its environment, even if we're not talking about just the enrichment like the toys and the food and so forth. We also have to design the environment that works for that animal and makes it feel safe and secure. Whereas a large parrot may want to be out and about and seeing people and interacting with people more directly. So that's another example of the difference. So again, I always come back to what works and what contributes to species typical behaviors.